So we've got two videos in Photoshop, and we want to combine these two videos in a special manner. I've gone ahead and opened up a new document. It's a blank document. It has the size of the background image I'm wanting to use here. I've also opened up this different picture of a mushroom, and I'm going to merge them in a very cool way for you to see in just a moment. The tool that we're going to be utilizing is the magic wand and as well the magic marking tool. So let's have a look. First, what I want to do is get both of my images into one file that I'm going to be working in. So I'm going to go ahead and take everything, Command or Control A, Command Control C that, and then just leave this new layer I've put above my bottom layer, Command or Control, paste it with the V button on the screen. I'm going to go ahead and do this for both of our images here. So in such a manner. Now you're going to see this other image is a lot larger than the other one, so I'm going to go and Command T or Control T this, resize it. This is using the dragging tool from the corners, and I kind of want it around here as well. Additionally, I would like it to be flipped upside down, so I can either turn it around like this, holding down Shift as I get to the other side. Alternatively, I'm able to right click on it and press the flip it on the vertical axis. So there you go. This is just going to go on top of here, and I press the enter for it to save it like this. I'm going to hide this top layer, and I want to focus initially here on my bottom layer. So today we're talking about the QuickMask. I'm going to go ahead and zoom a little bit in here. I thought of this really cool idea for this picture, this kind of special mushroom, to have the bottom part of all of these branches kind of sticking out, all these points, to be reflecting a different picture. So you have the option of going with the magic wand. The magic wand sets an accessibility of 30 pixels up here and have it only being collected in the same area. So it's not going to pick the same 30 pixel colors for the whole picture, but just this area for one, this, and this area. But what you see is I only get what's really the same color here. I hold down Shift every time to add these groups. So I'm going to go ahead and choose the quick marking tool instead. I deselect the area and I get the quick marking tool. I choose a font size, rather a brush size that is 15 pixels, and you'll see how I very easily can get a good groove of there, good groove of here, and it just keeps adding. But I'm not entirely satisfied with what it selects. Most of it is good, but some of it is lacking. But we're going to fix that in just a moment. What you can't do here is hold down the Alt key on the Windows, hold down the Alt key, and you'll see a minus appear inside the little circle of the tool, and then you can drag this away. It's not the most sensitive tool to do this with, but we're going to do that primarily. It's going to save us a lot of time later on. All the areas that is not intended to be part of the picture I want to end up with, I'm going to deselect now. It doesn't matter too much how fine the lines are. Let's just go ahead and get all these done real quickly. Meanwhile, there should be some good music playing in this video for you to have something to listen to while reading. Oh, so you see now, we've actually got a bottom large area covered, and that was not the intention. So I'm going to go ahead and use my Alt key on the keyboard and deselect all these areas I did not intend to be part of this mod. So I only want basically the darker side of these mushrooms. There you see it deselected too much. That was not the intention either. Just mixing both of these. Pretty soon we're going to see how vital the QuickMask tool is. So far we've got some of these areas covered, but I want to get in and get more detail. The high sensibility of the areas that we can do. Now this is the key this video is really all about. You may see out here, there is an icon, it says the QuickMask. When you press this, the white areas is everything that is not selected, and another way to say this, the red areas is everything that is selected. So a practical demonstration of this would be to delete this now, and you see also the white areas is what is selected and the red areas is what not selected. If you go ahead and delete what is marked now, this is what we are left without. But we don't want that much to go away or to be covered. That's what the purpose of this video is. Now what I want to do, what I find easiest doing, is to simply invert the area that is selected, holding down my Command and Shift button, which would be different commands on the Mac, and pressing I. Inverse is the marked area. You will see now the red is what's inside. I like to work with what the red color is rather than the transparent. If I delete this now, rather if I go out and delete this in the QuickMask, okay, that's interesting. Here we are. You'll see this is what we're left, and this is the area what we want to cover roughly in a moment here. So I'm going to go in now and work with this area. Now, for my Shift E, Command E I assume, on the Mac, I have my eraser tool. This layer of red is only visible in here right now. It's not going to show in the picture at all. It's just an understanding of the areas I'm marked. I can just pretty quickly get a pretty rough coverage of this. So I'm going to use the brush tool to the size for the eraser tool. That is the 8 pixels here. As well, I can just shift over quickly. I have now 20 pixels selected. I maybe want to go down to a little smaller and draw on top of what I do want selected, the bottom part of this mushroom. And this is just for this project, we're using something as hybrid as this picture. So I'm gonna go ahead and get a little bit of detail in here. And you see I'm pretty rough with this, I'm just doing broad strokes, nothing too fancy here. But the idea is I want it to be checkered, I want it to be like a chessboard. And that is the rough idea what I show here. If you're in doubt of what you're marking, whether or not it's correct, you can always go out of the QuickMask and you'll see without the red color, you'll see just what's marked. And you can do, as I like to do, the delete setting. Of course, every time I delete something that I don't want to be deleted permanently, I just use my go back step, one step. This is the Command C or Control C button. So we're just enjoying some music, just drawing a little bit here. Definitely don't want this part. Some of this part to be red, so I just press D and I shift over to my other tool. Very convenient, very fast. Alright, it's starting to look pretty good. The checkerboard, I'm just going to finish it up here, and then we're going to play with it. See some nice effects. This roughly. This is a miniaturistic picture, so if you get lines that overlap in a minute, we can also correct that. But for now, we want to get the broad with the rough tool, and this is really what we can use the QuickMask for. And then we want to increase the brush size to the middle of these parts. We can do that as well. You can always take off more and then add the red one in the end. So here I don't mind too much, so I'm taking off too much now. I'm just going to quickly erase this and go and correct that with my red mark tool. It's just red, you can't choose the color when using the brush tool. It always goes red and it always shows what is going to be marked after all. Shifting in between the eraser tool and my brush tool. The eraser tool and brush tools, the two things to use within the domain of the QuickMask. Let's see, I want to not have everything down here to be covered as well. So I think we're doing the last 7 of these. Just roughly. As I said, it's a picture of nature, so you wouldn't be able to see the precision that much in the end. It's going to be a cool effect in a moment. I did this yesterday as I was preparing for this video, and I ended up being very excited about my salt. Again, I hope I can duplicate something that's cool today. Alright, we don't want these the circular forms, so that's why I'm going to correct finally here with the more precise brush tool. The circles are pretty unfortunate, so we're going to cover up that. Alright, all in all, pretty excited about this, pretty checkered. I'm going to just correct a little bit up here, maybe add a couple up here. There's a line here that I don't want to be all selected, so I'm going to make a distinction here that's going to be a very sharp, drastic distinction. Out here, of course, we can't forget out here. But this is really what you can spend hours on doing, getting the fine details in the Photoshop file, making the best result that you like to send. top as well would be very nice. It goes down without being printed with this stamp that we're going to put up effectively on afterwards. Now just got the last couple here. By now the music will stop. I do not have my time here since I'm in a full screen mode, which I did not intend to go to. Wow, now we're in full screen. Now we're back. Okay, so the time says, are we recording? By God, I hope we're recording. Yes, yeah. Alright, so a checkerboard. Now we don't want this plan to be a part of it, so that's going to go away essentially. Finishing right down here. We only want the mushroom parts to be here, not on top of the plant. That's going to be a different part of the picture that's not related to the print that we're going to put up. Alright, so you see the checkerboard. Now I'm going to go out of the quick select tool, and this is what we're going to affect. Now, without deselecting, I want to move to the next layer up, show this visible, and delete it. What happened there? Okay, so you see, now we only have the pieces of the picture that are visible within these lines. These are the bottom part of the picture. I'm just going to go Control C here because I want to move up my picture. And so to doing that, interesting. Okay, so I want to keep this selected area now, so I can rotate around the picture that I have. For doing this, I'm opening a new layer up here. This doesn't affect the layers below it. I'm just gonna fill in the area that we just spent so much time marking out with this drop. To drop it, I drop the bucket inside, reverse the marking, and now this is what we'll save. This layer only has this shape, and I'm going to use this shape later on to get back into shape. Now we also have a reference to where it goes. So now I can deselect, here we go, and move down one layer. I know now what it's going to look like. I can see in the top there's going to be a lot of white colors, in the bottom there's going to be a lot of darker colors up here. So I'm going to rotate my picture once again because I found out now it looks better that way. Transforming it, turning it vertically, there we go. Also scaling it up a little bit. Now I can do all sorts of cool stuff with this. Also after we've been using the marked out area. But essentially I think something like this is going to be looking pretty neat. Alright, so that's the picture I'm happy with. I'm going to enter in the transformation stage. Now I simply take my magic wand. I want to have it not combined. 30 pixels is fine visibility to get everything here. So this marking is now selected. I'm going to hide that, the selection is here. And inverse hit delete. Now we've got a mushroom that is combined with two layers here. Deselect that. Okay, so we see now we posted the pair pictures on top of each other, have a 100% opacity, meaning the top picture blocks out everything below. And I really enjoyed before that there was this shadowy part. So what we can do is show the image once again. Opacity is an option that you can choose out here. I can bring it down to half opacity. It's going to have a very cool, very acid-like effect. And I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to give it a little more, probably 70% opacity. But I'm also going to add other layers in different videos to show you how to do fun, cool stuff with this. One thing I can do though, and I found this yesterday, we can use a little bit of the textures. You take textures from something like this, different size. It's gonna have a very cool effect. It's gonna look really awesome, as if it is actually being something poking out of the mushroom here. So that's what we're gonna be able to do. Then you can play a lot around with all of this, having it glow on the outside as well. Different kinds of glow. We want that pink to shine through. We can either take the color from here, or we can pick it from here, give it a little more opacity. It's gonna show, size it up, and you're really gonna see it. And that's gonna look like a mushroom that is kind of radioactive. So that's what we ended up with the result. This was the before picture, this is the after picture. Just playing around with a QuickMask. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and learn some new tools. Of course my program is in Danish, so you'll have to adjust and basically look up all the stuff translating it. Thank you for watching.